Hey everyone, thank you for watching today's video. I'm really excited to do because it is going to be a new declutter. I have quite a full box here of items that I'm going to be decluttering, and I'm kind of calling this my moving declutter. Today's video, this video is like kind of weirdly bittersweet for me, and I feel like I'm kind of in an emotional mood today, but today's video is going to be the last one that I film and upload in my current house. I've been talking about us moving for quite some time. It's been a long process, but tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, we have the U-Haul coming and we are packing everything up that's left in the house and heading to a new town and seeing what adventures have for us there. So I thought it would be kind of fitting to have the final video that I, film and upload in this home be a declutter, kind of the makeup products that didn't make the cut, that, isn't making the move with me and all of that. So basically, as I've been packing up my makeup collection, I've been kind of going through everything and seeing, what do I really not need? What am I not reaching for? What just feels kind of silly to move and unpack and organize in a new space when I know that I'm just not using it. So I will say that this isn't absolutely everything down to like the smallest thing that I decided to get rid of, because we could be here for like a really long time, but I still feel like I have a very large box to get through today. There is a lot of items in here. So yeah, why don't we go ahead and jump into the declutter. Not gonna lie, I did not think I would get like this emotional in this video. Woo! What a weird day. Alrighty, I need to just like jump into it. Whew, try to get over these tears, my goodness. Okay, so first up in here, I'm just gonna kind of be randomly going into the box. So I decided to declutter my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. You can see that I did not get a lot of use out of this. I've talked about this fairly recently on my channel. I just don't see the hype with it. I don't see anything that it did for me or how it made a difference or anything. So I purchased it because there was such huge hype around it, and I'm like, okay, well that was a bummer. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that one. I have in here, these are two blush bombs from Karity. I reviewed them a while ago on my channel. I said that they were okay, but I definitely do not reach for them a ton. And it's been kind of interesting during this whole process, and like when we had our house on the market, so my makeup was like hidden or like put away in like very strange areas. There was makeup that I would realize, oh my gosh, I can't find this, where is it? I need it. And then there was makeup that I just simply kind of forgot about, or when I did find them, I was like, oh, I didn't really miss those. So even though I think that these are nice palettes, you have two blushes and a highlight in each one, I'm just not gonna get enough use out of them. And not being like a big blush girl, I feel like I have enough blushes in my collection to make me happy. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that. And another blush, this is from Collab Beauty. This is in Just for Fun, one of the Soft Spot Sheer Blushes. Again, just not reaching for this a lot. It got moved into a different space, and I found it when I was doing some of the final packing, and I was like, oh yeah, I didn't even really miss this one. I remember liking it a lot at one point. I just think that there's other blushes right now that I just consistently reach for. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that one. Let's see, I have just some lashes in here. These are from Morphe. These are the Total Babe lashes. I really did enjoy these lashes, but they're past their prime, so I will get rid of those. This here is from Dose of Colors. This is the Mint to Be Ideal Duo. I bought this because I really like Dose of Colors, but this is not a product that I go for a lot. So on top you have kind of like a base here to apply first, and then if you open it up, you have this pigment here. And it's in a really beautiful mint shade. It was when they came out with like a mint collection. I purchased this, and I purchased a lipstick. I just don't reach for these kind of products a lot, and it's also not a shade I reach for a lot, so I was kind of like, ooh, that was probably not the smartest move on my end. So also gonna get rid of that one. Let's see, I have a lip gloss here. I feel like I have quite a few lip glosses that we will get through. They might be kind of more on the bottom. This is from e.l.f. This is, does it tell me? No, it just says, oh, the Modern Metals lip gloss. I think it's a fine lip gloss. It's slightly comparable to the Dose of Colors and Desi X Katy gloss and Over the Top. They're not like exact dupes by any mean, but I feel like if I want kind of like a sparkly lip gloss, I have some that I like in my collection, and I just wasn't reaching for this one a ton. So also gonna go ahead and get rid of that one. I have a primer in here. This is from Urban Decay. This is the Urban Defense Complexion Primer. again, just not really reaching for it, so I think that it can go. I tried being like cutthroat. I don't know how well I did, but like I tried. This product here, this was kind of funny to pull out. This is from Maybelline. This is the Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder. If you guys might know that I've had this one for a really long time, since there is pan in here and you do not see me hitting pan on products a lot. I have had this sticking around for years and years and years. I might have had this before I even started a YouTube channel, so this really does have to go. But I used to wear powder foundations all of the time. The Pure was definitely one of my favorites, but I went through quite a few from Maybelline, and I think even Covergirl had some that I went through quite a bit, but it's just not what I wear a lot anymore. I don't even think this would be a great shade match on me at this moment. My dog's drinking from her water bowl. Got to get in the action one last time in this house, huh, Aries? I get you, girl. But yeah, that one probably just needs to be tossed because I'm sure it's got to be expired at this point. Yeesh. I also did decide to declutter the Pure 4-in-1 powder. I have mine in the shade tan. I'm not going through these right now. I just don't wear these a lot. If I'm using anything to set my foundation, a lot of times it's just like a loose powder. Like today I used the Fenty Beauty one in Butter. So I'm just not going for these enough anymore. And I keep holding on to the Pure one, and I keep holding on to the Pure one because it was definitely my favorite. I've recommended it so much on my channel. And while I would still recommend it, it's just not my personal makeup preference at this moment. So I do not need to keep hanging on to that one. I'm gonna declutter the MAC L'Oreal highlight powder. Just put that behind me. I just reviewed that one recently. That one does not make me very happy. That is not a highlighter. That was not a highlighter, MAC. Okay, I have a bronzer in here from Tarte. This is the Park Ave Princess. I've only tried this a couple times, and it looks, I mean, it looks like I've never even tried it. You have to look like really close. But I feel like there's just too much shimmer in this one. I didn't love it on my skin, and I think it was a little bit too warm also. But it was fun to try it out. But I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this one. And then also from Sigma Beauty, this is the In the Saddle powder. This bronzer, I really liked it. Like, I liked the formula of it, but unless I was like super tan, it just was not a great shade match for me. I bought it because Desi Perkins was recommending it, and me and Desi Perkins don't look alike. I used to do that thing, like especially when I was first getting on YouTube. I would buy like shade matches that I can remember so vividly. Jaclyn Hill reviewing and really talking about the L'Oreal True Match Lumi, which has gone on to become one of my favorite foundations, and I've repurchased it, but I purchased the exact shade that she did. Like, it wasn't like I didn't go into the drugstore and try to shade match me. I was being shade matched. Like, I was matching myself to other YouTubers. I was like, definitely it looks good on them, it's gonna look good on me. That's a true story right there. That's a true story. But this one, it's just not a great shade match for me. I have to use such a light hand and like really take my time blending it out. And I like the way that it looks, but like there's other bronzers that are better for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that one from Sigma. Ooh, I can't believe I just told that story. Awesome. Okay, so a foundation I'm gonna declutter. This is from Covergirl. It's the True Blend Matte Made Foundation. This is a newer foundation, and I like it. I think it's a pretty good foundation, but it's not my, again, it's just not my personal preference when it comes to makeup. It's more of the matte and a little bit more on the fuller coverage side. I really like natural finish foundations or something that leaves more of like a glow or luminous finish to the skin. So when I wear this one, I just feel like I'm wearing a little bit more foundation than I prefer. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that one. And then also this here from Revlon, this is the Candid Concealer. I just did review a bunch of Revlon Candid products in yesterday's video that went up, a first impression follow-up, and I don't have very good things to say about this Candid Concealer. So I figure, why keep it hanging around? You know, I can just go ahead and declutter it now. And then let's see, I have from Colourpop, this is a blush. It's one of their pressed blushes. It's mostly the shade just that doesn't do it for me. It's a nice little compact. I know I can pop this out somehow so I can tell you the shade, but I might need a tweezers to, yeah, I'm gonna need a tweezers to get in there, but the shade just is a little bit too bright and just is not a favorite of mine. So I don't mind the formula, but shade match is a no for me. This here is from Morphe. This is one of the blush trios. This is in Pop of Rose. I really do like these. I remember going back and forth over this one quite a bit, but I'm just not reaching, again, I'm just not reaching into it enough. There's a lot of other blushes I'm going into that I can get a lot of use out of. So I decided to say goodbye to that one. And also this one here from NARS. This is the Orgasm Illuminating Loose Powder. Not a big loose powder gal when it comes to blushes. This was kind of like a well, like it said, like a luminous blush, which was pretty, but I don't go for them a ton. So I know I can get rid of that one. And also another blush. Man, I really went in on the blushes. This is from Tarte. This is in Quirky. So this is just a little mini size. I think this came in like an Ipsy bag. And mostly, again, it's just the shade match that I don't go for a ton. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that one. Also from Tarte. And then I have from Wet n Wild, this is the Ticket to Brazil bronzer. I reviewed these recently here on my channel as well, and I really do like Sunset Striptease. I think that one's really pretty, and I do quite enjoy that one. I've been wearing it quite a bit. Ticket to Brazil just pulls too orange on me, so it's not a good look. So I remember as I was packing up a bunch of the Wet n Wild stuff, like I put this in the box and I was like, why are you gonna bring that with you and like set it out in your bronzer collection? Like, you're not gonna wear it. So I'm gonna go ahead declutter that one. Let's see, I'm just kind of like blindly putting things on this desk behind me. Ugh, probably knocking things over. Okay, so I decided to declutter my Colourpop Mar palette. I'm just not gonna reach into this one. I have so many Colourpop palettes that I love, and reach for so often, and this one is just not it. It does have some pretty neutrals in here, and then you also have the blues and the greens, but blues and greens are not colors that I wear a ton. I gravitate more towards like purples and even like oranges or reds, things like that I think pair well with green eyes. Blues and greens are just not the colors that I go into a lot. So I think someone else could could have a lot more fun with this palette than instead of just like kind of like sitting around in my collection. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass that one on. And then this CoverGirl mascara, this is the Flourish by Lash Blast. Also, just not a big fan of CoverGirl mascaras. I've decluttered quite a bit. I do like their new one, which I reviewed yesterday as well, but this one just doesn't really do much for me, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. I also reviewed this yesterday. This is the Revlon Photo Ready Instant Cheek Maker. This is the one with like the one swipe and go with the blush and the highlights. This definitely does not need to come to the new house with me, let me tell you, okay? It definitely does not need to come to the new house. This here is from Kevyn. This is the Sensual Skin Primer. This is a product that I have wanted to love, and I have pulled out, like I've pulled to the front. Like before I was doing Shop My Stash, I was kind of like doing that with this one, kind of pulling it to the front so I would use it, and I just don't use it. I don't know why, I just never use it. So as I was putting it into a box, I again had that feeling of like, really? You're really gonna take that with you? Like, it has dust on it. Like, you never use it. Don't bring it. Okay, I do have quite a few Urban Decay lipsticks in here. In my latest lipstick declutter, I completely forgot my Urban Decay lipsticks because, again, our house was already packed and I had my Urban Decay lipsticks stored all together, and I had them stored in a different spot, like in one of my drawers in this desk behind me, and I just completely spaced on it. So I'm actually decluttering quite a few. I'm gonna get rid of Juicy. It's a metallicized lipstick, which I'm just not a big metallic girl. Also on Fuego, a Comfort Matte. It's a little bit on the darker side, and I just don't reach for it a ton. Also Cherry, which is a cream formula. The Comfort Matte is definitely my favorite formula from Urban Decay. So again, darker color and also a formula that's not an absolute favorite. And then Fuel 2.0, it's another cream, and again, it's another lighter shade. So again, I can pass these on to other people who are going to get more use out of them. I have in here, this is from Maybelline. This is the Color Tattoo Eye Chrome in the shade Beige Luster. I've had to have this for like years and years and years. Like, this is something that I would buy prior to my YouTube days because it was just like one of those things that I could just like swipe on my eye and be good to go, and like smudge a little liner in there too, and then the liner would mix in with like my cream shadow and it would form its own color. That's what I used to do. So when I found this, I was like, how long have you been sitting around here? Like, oh my goodness. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that one also. Let's see, I have from Urban Decay, I have one of the Heavy Metal glitter liners. This one is in Gamma Ray, so it's a blue one. Just not reaching for it a ton. I figure I could just get rid of it. Samantha, you can do it. And then also from MAC, this is one of their Dazzle Shadow liquids in Pantherized, I think it is. This is a dark purple. These do flake and get fallout pretty badly, so I wanted to at least like cut down a few. So decided to get rid of that one from MAC. From MAC, this here is a lip gloss. This is in Candy Box. I'm just not reaching for the MAC lip glosses as much, so I was trying to cut down on them. And then I also have one that was in collaboration with Patrick Starr. This is in She Better Work, I believe is this one. So again, I've just found other glosses that I enjoy more than the MAC ones, so I figure I could pass those on. A couple brow products that I put in here. This is from Pixi by Petra. It's the Brow Tamer. I just don't really do anything with like brow gels or anything like that with brows, and I have one from Benefit still, like in case I feel like I need it. I still have an option, but this one is gonna go. And then also from Benefit, this is the Brow Contour Pro Mellow, and I just can't really get on with this one. It's the one that like clicks up and stuff, but it's so large, it's so like uncomfortable to do my brows like that. And whenever I do my brows with this, I'm just kind of like, you know, so, but it can just go. Okay, from Thrive Cosmetics, this is the Individual Eye Brightener in Aurora. This is just a product that I just don't use a ton, so I get it. I know Benefit has something similar to it as well, but I just don't use those often. I'll just do, you know, I usually just use an eyeshadow for that. This is from Sigma Beauty. This is one of their eyeshadow base primers. I actually do really like these. This one is in the shade Sorbet. Bubbly, I believe it is my favorite, so I did keep that one. But I did get some good use out of these. These are nice primers, or even just like when I first started using them, I thought they were really pretty, especially bubbly, like all over the lids. It just kind of is like a very quick pulled together look. I have in here from Profusion Cosmetics. This is the Mixed Metals Pro Pigments Blush and Highlight. So you have some eyeshadows in there, and then a blush and a highlighter. I don't mind the blush and highlight. The eyeshadows I didn't think were like super great, but I know myself, I know that I'm not going to reach into it a ton, so thought I could pass it on. I have a friend of mine that's going to get that one. Alrighty, I just have a handful of products left. So this here is from Sugar Pill. This is a liquid lipstick in Clink. Oh, I tried this out, you know, within the last few months here, and I just did not love this. I thought it was so drying and super uncomfortable on the lips and not very flattering, so unfortunately, I am going to go ahead and declutter that. And then I have two Fenty products here. This one is the Fenty Matchstick in Mocha. I just didn't love this one. I reviewed it recently. I said I felt like it was harder to blend out as like a contour or a cream bronzer. I like my Benefit Hoola Quickie, and then also I recently purchased the Milk cream bronzer, which I think is just so much better. So especially after purchasing the Milk, I just do not reach for this one anymore, and it's hard for me to get rid of because this was a pricier product. But again, I know myself, I know I'm not going to reach for it, so it's kind of like, why keep it around? Why let it make the move with you? And then also I'm decluttering the Gloss Bomb. This is the original one in Fenty Glow. I actually really do like these. I have Diamond Milk and also Fussy, and I really do like them, and I would recommend. But I don't like this shade on me. It pulls a little bit more on the orange side, and I just don't think it's as flattering, especially as the other two. So I've kept the other two, and I really do like them. This shade though, I'm just not going to reach for, so I'm like, why am I going to keep it? So that is another item that I'm going to be decluttering. And then after that, my little box here is empty, and that is everything that is not making this move with me. I hope you enjoyed seeing kind of like a little random declutter here, but I thought it would be something fun to do and kind of fitting to do right now. Thank you guys so much for your support as I have been moving. I know this past while has been a little bit crazy, and the past couple days especially have been kind of hard and challenging to film when, you know, so much of my makeup is already in a new spot. But I've been really trying to keep up with my schedule and put out a video 6 days a week. So I appreciate the support and, you know, your motivation to keep getting the videos out there. I'm really excited to get to the new house and to get everything set up. Like I said, it is a little bit bittersweet. You know, this is where I started my YouTube channel. Again, I technically did start one in 2012, but I only posted a few videos and it never really went anywhere. So, you know, this is the spot that has a lot of good memories. Oops, I'm gonna start getting emotional again, but you know, this is where we welcomed our dog. This is the house that we lived in when we got married. We lived together. We bought this house about 6 months before we got married. And it holds a lot of great memories. Do you guys remember the red wall? Do you remember when I used to have a ton of books piled in the background? Who remembers when I wore 30 bracelets on each hand? I mean, there's a lot of really good memories here, but like I said, I'm really excited to move to a new space, new adventures, and you know, just see what memories that new space will hold for us. But Other than that, that is going to do it for today's video, guys. Let me know what you thought about my declutter. Was there any items that maybe you were surprised I was decluttering, or maybe not so shocked to see that is not making the move with me? But other than that, if you guys did enjoy today's video, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope that you'll also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video.